Franchise Friday this week is going to be this monstrosity that is the Fast and the Furious franchise. Now, I've got 1 to 9 here. Haven't got 10 yet, so I do need to rectify that. So Fast and Furious, way back in 2001, their very first one. And the main core of the film, so obviously Vin Diesel and Paul Walker, Michelle Rodriguez, Jordana Brewster, Tyrese Gibson, and Ludacris. Then in Fast 5, The Rock came on board. Then later on you had Jason Statham, and later on again you had Jason Momoa. So they've, I forgot him. I forgot Sung Kang, who comes in as Han, and Gal Gadot, Christ's sake. Anyway, so they're the main characters, okay? So at the minute, 10 films, with a spin-off, which was Hobbs and Shaw, which didn't really like that much. And then we've got an 11th one coming. I think it's due to drop 2028, which would be like the final installment. So the first 7 films were Vin Diesel and Paul Walker, most of the way through, apart from the third one, Tokyo Drift, that I don't mention. I've watched it once. I'll never watch it again because being a car fanatic and a massive Ford Mustang fan, sacrilege. They take the engine out of the Mustang, so the V8, and they put a Nissan engine in the Ford Mustang. And after they did that, I lost all interest in that film. I don't swear on these very often, but I fucking hated it.
I hate that bitch. I hate her. I hate that fucking bitch! I fucking hate that fucking bitch!
That killed that film for me, okay? And you don't see anyone in it really until the end when you see Kang's character, right at the very end. Han, you see him at the end of that one. Vin Diesel right at the very end. So I don't really count Tokyo Drift as part of the franchise, to be fair. And if I'm going to be awful, and I've written down my scores for the films, I score Tokyo Drift a 1 out of 10. That's how much I hated the film. Okay. Right. So back to the thing. So it's all about, what they call the family, if you like. That's Vin Diesel sing all the way through the film. He doesn't have friends. He has family. And now they all get together. I mean, to begin with, Paul Walker's character, Brian, he's a police officer and he also works for the FBI, in part 4. But they eventually bond over their love for each other. They become brothers, if you like. And like I say, the first 7, except for number 3, was always those two guys. They were the main characters. But then towards the end of filming of part 7, Paul Walker died. And it was really sad. The end of part 7, where they drive off and go their separate ways, because fortunately Paul Walker's got a twin brother, so they used him, to finish the final few scenes of it. But there's a scene at the end of 7. If you haven't seen 7, it's such a gut punch because you know what happened in real life. Of Brian playing with his kids, and then they drive off and go their separate ways. And I'm getting a bit emotional now. And there wasn't a dry eye in the house in the cinema, at the end of that. I cried. Scarlett, who absolutely loves Fast and Furious, she cries. And you still watch 7 now and you get that emotional hit right at the very end. So I think that helped catapult the films even more so. I mean, they've got a massive following anyway. Like I say, they've been around for 25 years now and we've still got part 11 still to come. So breaking them down. So part 1, they are basically car thieves. Part 2, Brian gets with Tyrese Gibson, who's like a former childhood friend and a car racer. They get together to take down a criminal overlord. As I said, part 3 is awful. I don't talk about Tokyo Drift. Don't ask me to, so I'm not going to. Part 4, Brian and Dom get together to bring down a heroin importer. Then part 5, Fast 5, set in Rio. Best of the franchise, in my opinion. There's a scene towards the end where they steal a safe and tag it to the back of these 2 Dodge Chargers, and drive through Rio de Janeiro, dragging this massive safe full of money and smashing the hell out of the city. It's completely over the top, but it is so good. So good. Such good fun. And that's the thing with the film. It's all been about the cars, but as the film's progressed, the stunts got better and better and a bit more ludicrous. I mean, there's one in Fast 7 where they jump from, in Saudi Arabia, they jump from one building across and into another building and you're like, really? And another one where the car gets hit and he flies across and catches Letty, his girlfriend, Vin Diesel, and lands on a bonnet in midair. So some of them are a bit, chinny wreck on, but you watch him for the over the top stuff. That's what it's all about. And that's what makes them good entertainment. They're just fun. They are just fun, but they do have little serious bits. And one thing about Fast and Furious is a bit like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. No one ever seems to die. You think people die during the course of the film, but then they come back later on. So no one ever seems to die in Fast and Furious. But yeah, so we shall see. So where was I? So Fast 5, best one. Fast 6, set in London. It's all about Luke Evans' character, Shaw, and the flying headbutt. Oh my God, the flying headbutt in 6. James, you've got to cut that in if you can. The flying headbutt scene, it's one of the best headbutts ever in a movie. It is so good. Fast 7, then you've got Shaw's brother Deckard, who's played by Jason Statham. He wants revenge for what's been happening. Then in Fast 8, you've got Charlize Theron, forgot about her. She comes into it. Cypher, her name? No, I don't think it's Cypher. Whatever her name is, Cypher's from The Matrix, twat. But it might be Cypher. She comes in and she kidnaps Dom's daughter, basically. And gets Dom to become a baddie during the course of the film, and then the family have to try and fight against Dom and sort of bring him back to the good side. Then Fast 9, Dom and the crew, they take on an international terrorist who then turns out to be Dom's brother. Yeah, John Cena. Then Fast X, Dom and the family are targeted by the son of the drug lord from part 5, who they stole all the money from, played by Jason Momoa. And that's been filmed like in 2 parts. Originally it was supposed to be Fast X 1 and 2, but they've now changed it, so it's now Fast 10, and then it's going to be Fast 11 to conclude the series. Okay, so scores, here we go. I've written these down, so bear with. So Fast 1, 7 out of 10. Fast 2, 6 out of 10. Fast 3, 1 out of 10. Hate the film. Fast 4, 6 out of 10. Fast 5, 8 out of 10, possibly a 9. Fast 6, 8 out of 10, Fast 7, 7 out of 10, Fast 8, 7 out of 10, Fast 9, 6 out of 10, and Fast 10, 7 out of 10. So overall, great franchise. If you love cars, if you love action, if you love a bit of comedy, they're just such a good watch. They're such a good watch. And the time when you watch them literally flies by. A bit like Grease from yesterday when I said that. It's 2 hours, it just flies, and you just love the characters, and that's the main thing. That's one thing that a lot of films drop, is you don't fall in love with the characters, but these ones you just do. That's why it's gone for so long. It's gone for 25 years because people just want to know what happens next with the characters. So yeah, love the films, love the franchise. If you haven't seen them, give them a watch. They're great. They're probably on a streaming service somewhere, or you can buy the box set like I've done. Give them a watch. They're absolutely brilliant. So that's it for Franchise Friday this week. We'll be back next week with something else. We might go a bit darker next week. We haven't decided yet. So we'll be back to you real soon. As usual, likes, reposts and comments. Let me know your thoughts on Fast and Furious or any franchises you'd like us to look at. And we'll speak to you soon. Take care.